Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? I just finished up a DVD. This is the Rock Bottom in Your House set from the WWF Attitude Collection from way back in. This is one of the initial WWF releases, who are now known as WWE. What's really cool about these in the Attitude Collection is that the WWF logo is on there, aka the scratch logo. It's not scratched out like in a lot of content from I want to say what, '06, '07, all the way up to just a few months ago. Anything WWF was either bleeped out or scratched out, and it was not on here. So anyway, all the Attitude Collection DVDs are pretty rare in general, but this is one of the rarest ones. I would put it probably in the top 10 overall most rare WWF DVDs. But anyway, I just finished watching it. I started watching it last week, or 2 weeks ago actually, and was able to finally finish it up today. So I'm just going to give a brief rundown of what happened. It opened up, the main event was a Buried Alive match with Stone Cold and Undertaker. So they did a brief, like, summary of their feud, and they went over the burial area. And then there was footage from Sunday Night Heat, The Rock, the People's Corporate Champion, talking on Sunday Night Heat. Or no, actually, he was. They filmed it for Sunday Night Heat, but it was him at, I think, WWF New York, talking about it. The upcoming show with the mingling with the people's people. Um, so I'll read the caption first. It's the corporate's Champions Night, and the event named after The Rock. Watch Stone Cold Steve Austin and Undertaker bury each other alive, while The Rock puts the corporate smackdown event jabroni Mankind. Featuring the main event Buried Alive match: Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, Steve Blackman versus Owen Hart. Tag team title match: New Age Outlaws versus Big Boss Man and Ken Shamrock. Striptease match: Goldust versus Jeff Jarrett, featuring Deborah. Championship match of The Rock versus Mankind. Job Squad versus The Brood. Headbangers versus The Oddities. It also featured, which was not on here, surprisingly enough, the opening contest was actually an impromptu match with The Godfather and Val Venus taking on D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry. This is pretty fresh right after the Nation of Domination storyline was over with. So it was a good little back and forth match. But it was basically a lot of, there was Deborah and Terry, a.k.a. Marlena, were in D'Lo Brown and Mark Henry's corner, and then you had some various hoes on the Godfather and Val Venus' side. You actually saw a thong shot with Val Venus. There you go, ladies. And there was a roll-up pin, or no, wait, there was a distraction after a low blow from Jacqueline on Val Venus. It gave Mark Henry the squash pin. And then the second, it's kind of funny, it was not featured on the back cover. The second match was, I think it was, see, these are not in order at all. I think it was Job Squad versus The Brood. Job Squad in this match was, gosh, give me a second. Oh, it was Flash Funk, a.k.a. Too Cold Scorpio, Bob Holly. This is right when he just cut it and dyed his hair, and he's still a good guy. And Al Snow, who I met Bob Holly. Well, I was front row and saw him at a show. Came right up to me. Anyway, and then they took on The Brood, which was Gangrel, Edge, and Christian. This is, I don't know, a couple months into their feud, or before they started feuding with each other. You could tell Edge and Christian, while in Canada, weren't quite over with the crowd yet, but you could tell that people were starting to appreciate this. Edge took a crazy dive, And, you know, it was just a little taste of the awesomeness that is Edge and Christian. So I believe the Brood won with Gangrel getting one. I can't think of his finisher, but it was like a upside down DDT kind of finisher on the Job Squad. Job Squad was super overhead. Oh man, that was super over at the time. We had the tag team title match, New Age Outlaws. Talk about over, man. Road Dogg and Badass Billy Gunn, man, the fans absolutely loved them. It was cool seeing it back in the day. Taking on Ken Shamrock and Big Boss Man, R.I.P. Big Boss Man. Man, he was in his peak shape right there, man. He looked great. I would say he's probably 240, 250, and man, he was moving. You could tell he was the ring general in that match. He was killing it. Ken Shamrock, you know, I don't remember his wrestling prowess being so good. He was actually better than I remember. New Age Outlaws, I believe, won with a quick roll-up pin. I feel bad. I can't remember. We had the Headbangers versus the Oddities. Yeah. Mosh won with like this really weird, like Golga, R.I.P. John Tenta, aka Earthquake, phenomenal big man, phenomenal. But anyway, Golga was moving it. Golga was killing it in this match. But Mosh, who I'm friends with on Facebook, Mosh and Thrasher, they're good guys. But Mosh won with, like, he was on the middle rope and he jumped and he like did like a chest bump, and then he quickly rolled up Golga. I don't know why they chose that as the finish. They got some good moves. Maybe they couldn't pick Golga up. I don't know. But I was kind of taken aback by that finish. Goldust versus Jeff Jarrett, featuring Deborah in a striptease match. The storyline for this is if Jeff Jarrett defeated Goldust, Goldust would have to strip. But if Goldust defeated Jeff Jarrett, Deborah would have to strip. Deborah, man, eat some food. I'm not trying to judge you, but I want you to be healthy. I mean, she was skin and bones in here. Skin and bones and saline boobs. Basically, they did the classic Jeff Jarrett heel move with the guitar shot to the forehead of Goldust. And the funny thing is, the ref's poking his head out, like, what's going on? And there's a huge, colossal piece of guitar, practically a fourth of the guitar is sitting in the middle of the ring, and the ref looks and like, I don't know what happened. So then he gives him his finisher on Goldust, and Jeff Jarrett gets the 1, 2, 3. Goldust is kicking out, so he was no selling after getting smashed in the head with a guitar from Deborah, and after getting the finisher from Jeff Jarrett, he practically no sells it, and he gets up. Well, Commissioner Shawn Michaels comes out, who's the corporate commissioner, who's practically a heel, but he comes out and he says that reverses the decision because of disqualification, because of the rule books, because, you know, we always follow the rule books in wrestling, and he says Deborah has to strip. So he makes Deborah strip, which would not fly today. He makes her strip, and then she kind of gets into it, so I guess that's how they justify it. She kind of gets into it. Then she starts taking off her suit jacket, which she's only wearing a bra underneath. Then she takes off her skirt. Jerry Lawler's commentary is hilarious. He's just freaking out. And then she starts to take her bra off. Then Blue Blazer, R.I.P., comes out along with Jeff Jarrett, and they attack. They bring out his cape, and they protect her and bring her back. Shawn Michaels is pissed. If I didn't mention it already, the Steve Blackman-Owen Hart match, I'm going to say it over again. That actually happened the match before. Sorry about that. But R.I.P. Owen Hart, man, he killed it. Steve Blackman was very good in it. You could tell Owen was the ring general in this. Owen was a phenomenal talent. And his insecurities are sick. He did at least 2, maybe 3. I'm pretty sure it was just 2, but 2 insecurities. It was crazy. I had a blast with that match. Then in the co-main event, we had The Rock taking on Mankind. I already forgot the finish of that. I don't know. You figure with the co-main event, The Rock would have been main event with having or the title show. Undertaker versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think this is the second Buried Alive match. Undertaker was corporate ministry heel then, and Stone Cold was super over with the fans. It was only about a 15-minute match. I don't think the crowd really got it. I don't think they were into it as much. But they teased a couple times with each going into the burial plot, whatever you want to call it. You thought Stone Cold was going to get buried alive, but then Undertaker came out, and then they were setting up for. They brought up this huge bulldozer with already, I don't know, the bulldozer was not working properly. You could tell the operator evidently didn't know what he was doing, or was having an issue. But they were stalling for time, trying to figure it out. It was not going over. You could see Earl Hebner and Steve Austin like getting pissed off and laughing at it. Set up with Kane coming out, restarting their feud restarting his feud with the Undertaker. Great explosion for that. I don't know. Overall, it was a good show. This is the only. Sorry about that. This is the only pay-per-view that made it into the Attitude Collection DVD series that I know of. There's 60-minute features, but it's the only one. It says 3 hours. Approximate running time, it's only 2 hours and 30 minutes. WWF 59411. Till that, I can't remember the finish of The Rock and Mick Foley. Yeah, that's my issue, I guess. Thanks for watching my video. If you want me to review something else, I promise I'll take down notes and get a better review. But I definitely appreciate you watching my videos. As I said, if you have something you want me to check out, please let me know. Have a great one.